welcome back to my channel. I cannot believe it is time to do the 2016 beauty favorites. To me, that just blows my mind. I did this last year and had only been doing this channel for like a month and a half. I started last October, kind of mid-October. So to think that I've been doing this for over a year, I don't know, just, I know everyone says it, but honestly, I feel like my life is just like blowing away in the wind. I don't know where it's going. It's going fast. I just don't know if I like it. Like, I know when I was a kid, I was like, oh, everything's going by so fast. When is it going to be summer? When is it going to be Christmas? When do I not have to go to school? When am I going to graduate college? It was just this and this and this, and I was just basically wishing my life away. And now I'm like, no, I want my babies to stay how old they are. I want me to stay how old I am. I'm so sick of time just flying by. But indeed, it has, and it will continue to. But this 2016 was a really good year for me. Like, I had a lot of high points, just a couple low points. So I've been really blessed. I'm blessed even through the low points, honestly. But this year, I was just really blessed all around. So I will also say that y'all were a huge part of that blessing. I look so forward to the times at night where I can sit down at my computer and go through my comments and just talk to y'all. I mean, I just talk to y'all. Some of y'all, I've made one like best friend off this channel. I rarely go a day without texting her. It's just been amazing. So thank y'all so much for being such a huge part of my 2016. Now, I'm going to do this favorites a little bit differently. I think last year I went through basically every step of my makeup routine and showed you what my favorite product of the year was for that step. And it wasn't necessarily stuff that I had purchased in that year. This year, I think everything but maybe one thing I purchased in 2016. So it's definitely a specific 2016 favorites, and I'm not going to go through every single step. I picked 10 of my favorite beauty products from the year 2016, which was not easy to do at all. Like, it was really hard. But I picked things that some of them I've talked about like extensively on my channel, and some of them I haven't as much. But they are tried and true favorites, things that I will never be without in my beauty routine, and I think that is the most important thing to talk about when talking about my yearly favorites. So I'm not going to go specifically in any order. I will do like eyes in one section and face in one section, but I'm really happy with what I picked out. Like, I'm looking at it on my table and I'm very, like, I'm content with it. You know, sometimes I pick out favorites and I'm like, oh, but I really like that one, or I really like that one. I'm just really content with what I picked out. So I think we're going to start with eyes first. And this first one, I rarely ever talk about because I don't do my brows on camera much at all. There's been a couple of like get ready with me's or tutorials where I've actually shown you me doing my brows, but most of the time it's sped up. Brows are very, very personal. There have been a couple nasty comments on my channel about my brows, and quite honestly, if you're gonna leave a nasty comment, don't even bother, because I erase it. That's not why I do this. So I have erased those, but like, they're very personal. I don't have any brows naturally. So I like to paint on a bolder brow. I like a long brow. I like the actual brow to stop where it's supposed to, right here. When you do a pencil like that, it's supposed to stop right there. I like to elongate my brow. I like them to be a little bit more bold. That's just personal. I find that on my clients, brows are number one, the very most personal thing. Like, it is the one thing they are most concerned about, and it is the one thing they are most picky about. It's just the nature of the brow. But because I like a little bit more of a bolder brow, and because I don't have any, I have to use two things. I have to use a pomade and a powder to kind of set that pomade. The pomade's what I'm going to talk about. Pomade, whatever. This is the cheapest by far. It's the only drugstore product I'm going to talk about, but it's the E.L.F. Lock On Liner and Brow Cream. Okay, so it comes in like just a regular pot, and it is in the color light brown. I am almost done with this one. You can see I've already bought a backup because it's that important to me. Very easy to use. The formula, I do like the color, but the formula is why this is my favorite. I find that it's extremely easy to use. It glides on. You can correct it if necessary. It has a little bit of playtime, but once you set it with a powder, it's set. It does not go anywhere. I like it better than my Anastasia Beverly Hills pomade because that dries out in like 2 months. This one I have been using literally all year long. This whole pot has lasted me since almost the very beginning of the year, and it has not dried out. It is still just as creamy as when I opened it. So I really, really suggest this. I think it was $4. If you have no brows or if you like a really bold brow, I suggest this 150%. The E.L.F. Lock-On Liner and Brow Cream. Okay, another thing I don't really talk about that much, it's just kind of a given, I use this every single day, is my eye primer. Now, I used to use the matte paint pots religiously, and I still do in my kit just because they're easier sanitation-wise. But this is my favorite personally. It's the Bare Minerals 5-in-1 BB Advanced Performance Cream Shadow. So they come in little tubes like this. I have 3 colors, 2 of which I use interchangeably for my eye primer. The Barely Nude and Soft Linen colors. Barely Nude is probably my favorite. Soft Linen has a touch of sparkle to it. Very, very light and minimal, but sometimes I just want a completely matte eye primer, so that is what I get in Barely Nude. And then I also have Cinnamon, which is a very pretty purpley, mauve-y dark color, which is absolutely gorgeous. These work really well as cream eyeshadows that they're intended to, but I just love them as an all-over base primer. And another huge benefit is that there is an SPF 15 in this. I highly doubt that a lot of us put SPF on our eyelids when we put SPF on in the mornings. And I mean, it's skin. It's skin that sees the sun, so it needs SPF, and I love that this has SPF in it. So I honestly, for the price point, I think they're $19. I can't recommend them enough. Now, as far as eyeshadow, I don't have any eyeshadows that I'm going to show you. Now, I think if you go back to any of my previous videos, or if you've been with me since the beginning, or if even you've been watching me for a couple months, you know my favorite eyeshadows. But I also have to stress to the people who are watching new, because there are a lot of people who are probably, this is the first video they're watching of mine. I am not a huge eye person. I don't know how to say that. Now this goes for my clients as well, and I've said it before to some people, but again, some of y'all are new. I strongly believe that you need 1 to 2 eyeshadows to make an extremely gorgeous, sophisticated, put together look that you can do in less than 5 minutes. I like to concentrate on skin, on my client's skin. I think that's the most important part as a whole. I know eyes are a huge feature on your face, but again, I think you can totally bring out your eyes with 1 to 2 shadows. So I'm all about simplicity when it comes to eye looks, especially daily eye looks. So the 2 eyeshadows I'm going to talk to you about are liquid and cream eyeshadows. I think they are the easiest to use. They are definitely the fastest. You can blend them with your finger, put them on with the applicator, and go. It's just the easiest thing to do for an everyday woman, and it's one of the most gorgeous if you're wanting to amp it up. Now, the first ones I'm going to talk about are the Giorgio Armani eye tints. This is a new, obviously 2016 thing for me. I bought the number 5 Onyx in the beginning of the year, I think maybe April or May. And then these are more recent. I have the number 9. Why does one have a name on it and the other one doesn't? Oh, this one doesn't have a name on it. Something Copper, and then number 12 Gold Ashes. Now, this is how easy these are. I have this one, the copper one, number 9, all over my lid. I used it with my finger. I will apply it to my eye and just smudge it out, or I'll use like a cream shadow brush or something, just easily smudge it out. There's a good amount of playtime, but they do set down very nicely. And then I'll put it all up into my crease, and that's what I did. I put this copper all over my crease, or all over my lid. I buffed it up into the crease, and then I topped it with a Kevyn Aucoin eyeshadow. 2 eyeshadows, and I really like my look today. I feel like this is something that I would totally rock on a night out. I don't know, I think especially on the YouTube community, eyes are overdone. They're just overdone. It doesn't need to take that long to do an eye look to get something beautiful. So these are absolutely gorgeous for that purpose. Now, the next ones are the same exact thing. They are just in a cream stick form, whereas this one's more of like a liquid slash cream. And they are the Laura Mercier Caviar Eye Tints. I have 4 right here. I've got like 3 more in my kit. And if you saw my kit right now, you'd know why I'm not digging them out. But they are so incredibly gorgeous. Right here, I have amethyst, cocoa, rose gold, and copper. Copper is my favorite. I use this probably 3 days out of the week as a base for my eyeshadow. And a lot of times in the summer, I will just use copper. Again, it's one of those things, you put them all the way up into the crease. There's no rule that matte has to go into the crease. If you want to put a little bit of shimmer in there, especially if you're doing a one eyeshadow look, you do it, girl. I love it. I love it. Just buffed all over the eye. And I'm telling you, I dare anyone who has not tried this to go to Sephora, swatch these suckers on your hand, and try to get them off. They do not budge. Do not budge. Worth every single penny. I don't think there's any other cream eyeshadow stick that compares, in my opinion. And they're just amazing. Amazing. I love the cocoa, this dark brown one right here. I love this one used as a smudged out eyeliner or to darken the outer V and then smudge that out. It's just, oh, they're so pretty. So those are all of my eye things, and they're all cream. I don't know, I think that as we get older and our eyelids get a little bit crepier, the creams are just really our friends. So I think that's all I have for eyes. So let's move on to face. Now, the first 2 things I'm going to talk about in face, first 3 things really, first 4 things, y'all totally know. Okay, this is not new to y'all. The first is a primer, one of which I can never see myself without. It's the YSL Touche Eclat Blur Primer. I have this on today under the foundation that I'm going to talk about. It's just, this is the second bottle I purchased. I went through an entire bottle. I have probably 12 primers. I haven't gone through a single bottle of one this year except for this. And I repurchased this. I repurchased this before I ran out of it so that I would make sure not to go a day without it. That's how much I love it. It is my most used primer in my collection. It does wonderful things for your face. It really does blur out your pores. It smooths it. It makes for a wonderful canvas to apply foundation over. It's just beautiful. And yes, it's $50-something because it's YSL, but I don't care. It's good. It's good. I have not found, again, I have like 12 primers. I've tried a ton of primers in my makeup lifetime, and I haven't found one that compares. So the YSL Touche Eclat Blur Primer is a must-have and such a high favorite in 2016. Now, another one that is, oh, I didn't love this so much. Y'all know how much I love this. I just get like verklempt talking about it. Does anybody remember that? Verklempt? Saturday Night Live? All right. This is a 2016 favorite. I purchased my first bottle in February when I did my original review. And it was too light. So like a month later, I purchased 2 shades darker. I mixed them together in the winter and I used one in the summer. It is my oh so beloved Shiseido Synchro Skin Lasting Skin Foundation. I know a lot of y'all have purchased this via my recommendation, and I don't know of one, maybe you just haven't told me, but all the ones who have told me that they purchased it per my recommendation say that they absolutely love it. It is that good. It is a more demi-matte foundation. I do think it will work better for normal to combo oily skin. However, I got some dry patches going on for my retinol, and it's super dry here right now, being winter, even though it was 70 degrees on Christmas. I'm not even going to talk about that. But it's still a drier climate right now, and my face is a little bit tighter. I still feel like this works. Again, I have this on today. It does dry down to somewhat of a powder formula, or a powder finish. Again, I don't know if I told you, I have Golden 2 and Golden 4. I don't see myself, if Shiseido ever discontinues this is going to sound so dramatic, but I just might cry. That's so dramatic, but it's really kind of true. Like, that's how much I love this foundation. If you have not tried it, please go to your Nordstrom, because I don't think they carry this in store at Sephora. Go to your Nordstrom, go to your Neiman Marcus, wherever you find this in store, and get you a sample and try it. I can almost guarantee you'll love it. Almost. It's just so beautiful. Oh, so beautiful. I try not to wear it every day, because it does have alcohol in it, I will say. So I don't like wearing foundations that have alcohol every day, but I'm just scared to run out, even though I know I'll purchase it right away, but I'm just scared to run out. So it's good. It's really good. All right. I'm not going to talk about a powder. I'm going to still continue my top 5 series. I'm going to do a top 5 powder, highlighter, blush, stuff like that. I'm not going to talk about a top setting powder because I loved a lot. And quite honestly, my favorite this year is Discontinued now, so I'm just not going to talk about it. But my favorite bronzer is probably going to come as no surprise if you watch my top favorite bronzers, and it's the IT Cosmetics CC Ombre bronzer. I have officially hit pan, if you can see right there. I do use this half more. In the summer, I will get into the highlighted part a little bit more, but it's what I have on today. It's a no-fail bronzer. It's very reasonably priced, in my opinion. You get this very large pan that's got 0.57 ounces, which is a lot for a powder product, for like $34. Very reasonably priced, very gorgeous. I think it would work on a multitude of skin tones, everything but like super dark. It's just really good. Really good. So I talked more about that in my top 5 bronzers video. And I have 3 more things. I've talked about 7 things, and I've talked about them a long time, but a lot of y'all say you don't mind my long videos, so I'm gonna keep talking. This is a powder, however, it's not a setting powder, but it's a powder I use religiously every single day, and it just does something to my face. So this is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder. This one is in Radiant Light. I also have Dim Light. I also have Luminous Light. I love them all, but this Radiant Light is what I've been using most lately, and I will buff out my foundation or my makeup with it when I'm done with everything. I'm sure y'all have seen that in every single one of my tutorials, but it does something to your face. It gives a little bit of oomph. It doesn't leave a sparkle, at least not visible, but it does leave a glow. This one, I'm not scared to buff all over my face. I would not do that with Luminous Light, but Luminous Light is the most gorgeous subtle highlight that I've ever come across. I keep that one in my kit because I use it on 9 out of 10 brides for their highlight. It gives this beautiful glow. It's not sparkle. It looks like you really are glowing. It doesn't look like you have powder on your face, which is, I think, essential on a bride, but it's absolutely gorgeous. But again, buffing out your foundation with a finishing powder, which this is not a setting powder, it's a finishing powder. It just really does something, and it's by far my favorite. So the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powders. Now, one more powder product, and it's a blush, and it's not necessarily an actual single blush. It is a line of blushes that I tried in 2016, and that is the Becca blushes. I have always heard people raving about Becca blushes. I finally I bit the bullet. I don't remember which one I got first, but I have this palette, the Blushed with Light palette. I don't know. I think they brought it back, but it might be sold out now. I don't know. It was limited edition. And then I have 2 other single blushes. Now this one, my favorite I've talked about is Wisteria. It's right here. It's like a mauve-y, everyday, natural color. But both of them are absolutely beautiful. They have Songbird and Snapdragon. I have Snapdragon as well in a small one that came in a kit I bought. And this is one of her luminous blushes. And at first when I opened this, I'm like, no, that ain't going on my face. But it went on my face, and it continued to go on my face, and it continued to go on my face. It's beautiful. So beautiful. Use it with a very light hand and a very fluffy brush. I want to say blush because I'm talking about blush. A very fluffy brush. And I think you'll be absolutely amazed at the gorgeousness that this blush is. Now I have, again, this one's Snapdragon, and then this one's the one I have on today. This is Camellia, and it's a pink color. Again, one that you would look at in the pan and be like, no. And don't go into Sephora or wherever you get Becca and swatch it, because it's very deceiving. I don't even think I'm going to put like an insert in on this swatch, but this is Camellia swatched. That's a bright pink, very luminous blush on my hand swatched. However, when you put it on your cheeks, I don't know, it just, with the right brush and with the right lightness of hand, it's just, it does such beautiful illuminating things to your face. All right, last thing, my final favorite for 2016 is a lip product. I'm going to preface this by saying I don't like matte lips on me. I don't like matte lips on a lot of people. I think that it's a trend that, you know, is just that. It's a trend. Like, I don't think it's very flattering. I think we all have very different lips. Thank God, if we all had the same lips, I don't know, it'd just be boring. But my lips are very wrinkly. Like, almost like you smushed a pair of lips. Like, they're not smooth at all. So for me to try to pull off a matte lipstick emphasizes those wrinkles, emphasizes the non-smoothness of my lips, and just plain makes me look old. It makes me look old, y'all. Matte lips age. That's just my opinion, but they do. My opinion. So I love a gloss. I love a gloss. And my favorite lip product of all of 2016 is a gloss, and it is the Bare Minerals Gin Nude Glosses. I have two of them right here. Far Out is the lighter color, which is, I'm scraping the sides. I might have one use left of this. And then Groovy is this pinkish color, and this is what I have on my lips now. This is all I have on my lips. It is they're very opaque. They are very long lasting. They are not sticky. They don't transfer as much as some glosses I have. You don't like get like that little ring, that little nasty ring that some glosses and matte lipsticks can leave. They're beautiful. They're one of those things that, like, you put them in your purse. You can put them on like at a stoplight without even using a mirror. You know, they're that kind of no frills, no fuss type lip color and lip formula and lip gloss that just looks really good on lips. I don't think you're ever too old to wear lip gloss. I know some of my older clients are like, oh, I don't wear gloss. No, I'm too old for that. No, you're never too old to do whatever you want to do in makeup. And I don't think you're ever too old for gloss. So, wow. I feel like I need to do, like, the husband did my voiceover tag, like, I need to do Lamaze like we did in the bloopers. If y'all haven't watched that, go watch it. He's a hot mess, and I love him to death, but he's a hot mess. All right, so hopefully you enjoyed my top 10 favorites. I kind of like that I did it this way instead of going through every category, not only because I would be talking for 45 minutes if I did. But this just really shows the best of the best, the cream of the crop, in my opinion, of my beauty products in 2016. As always, I want to know what your favorite one is. And instead of showing me 10, I want you to tell me your number one your number one beauty product from the year 2016 in the comments below. Please like and subscribe and share if you have not already, so you don't miss out on any future videos. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, thank you for watching and have a very blessed day.